Welcome to Career Talk. I'm Reed, and today we're here with Pete, a project manager at CCI. How are you this morning?
I'm very good, thanks for asking.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
I am one of the managers. There's 4 of us on this job site. We manage all the subcontractors that work here. Every day is a new day, new challenges. We have 43 different subcontractors on a job site that we have to manage. Up to 130 employees roughly right now, every day. So every day brings a new challenge.
So we're up on the 3rd floor right now. Can you explain to us what we see the people behind us doing?
Yes, the 2 gentlemen behind us, they're actually starting to install the drywall. This is the stadium club level. So this will be a space that can get rented out for corporate events so that people can come watch a baseball game, bring their friends and family, and enjoy the game in a bigger party atmosphere than down in the seats, more at the club level. The guys just started drywalling up here in the last week or so. So we are getting really excited to get the finishes finished up here on this floor.
Can you explain to us the process of hanging drywall and like how you know it's right or when you know that you might have to change something?
So usually the process is you have to take the sheet, measure everything you're going to have to cut around, cut everything on the ground. They have to cut bigger sections, slide up the sheet, and screw it all off. Usually you have to have all the screws in a line to hit all our studs. And yeah, that's just about it. I mean, there's not a lot to it other than covering up the insulation. So,
after the drywall is hung, what are you guys going to do next?
They'll actually put a joint tape on, and then they'll put up to 3 coats, sometimes 4 coats of mud. We call it mud. It's joint compound, as most people know it. They have to sand and finish it, so it's very smooth and get ready for paint. Most of the corners, obviously you can kind of see that they don't have a finished corner on them. There'll be a metal corner that goes on there, and that'll get taped and finished, same as all the joints.
So throughout those different processes of hanging the drywall and mudding it, is it the same crew or is it like 2 different people?
Usually it's 2 different crews. You have your hangers, we call them, and then we call the guys that come in and do all the finishing, we call them the finishers. It's not rocket science what we do. But yes, it's usually 2 different crews. There are guys that do both. I mean, it's not uncommon. But most times the guys hanging are here for production, just get as much stuff up as we can get up. So that's their specialty, and it's easier to keep them separate.
So is being a hanger or a finisher something that you can do as like an entry-level job?
I would say the hanging for sure. The taping, finishing takes time. It really takes a long time to learn that skill. It's definitely a skill. It's an art, really. You see these guys go so fast doing this stuff. Some of the guys that I've been around that have done this, they can do something in a day. It'd probably take me a week just because of their skill, their knowledge of it. So you do a lot of leaning on guys that know what they're doing, for sure, in our trade, for sure.
So you're a project manager. Can you explain to us like how you got to be where you are today?
Through a lot of hard work and dedication. I've been with CCI for, it'll be 16 years this August. I started as just a laborer. I originally started right out of high school building houses. I moved down here, got my first commercial job, which was very different from building houses. So it was a whole new world for me. I started sweeping floors, tearing down walls, tearing down ceilings, and then just kept at it and kept working hard. Really, that's the name of the game in this business. If you can work hard, learn, get better at your craft, you'll go a long way, a very, very long way. And I feel like my hard work has really been paying off, for sure. I've learned a lot from a lot of guys out in the field. I owe a lot to them. In this trade, you'll find that guys are really want to help the young guys coming up. They want to teach them the right way, and it's a great atmosphere. It really is. It really truly is. That's what I love about it.
You said you started working in the trades and stuff right out of high school. Was that originally what you were planning on doing, or did you have something else in mind?
That's a good question. I honestly had nothing planned. I was one of those kids that I felt like things were going to come to me, and you'll find out that things don't come to you. I actually had signed up for my college classes. I had all my classes picked out, and I just realized really that before I started paying for my tuition that that's not something I wanted to do. And I got into a trade more through my mom. She kind of pushed me a little bit to get a job instead of going to college. See if it was something I could do. I could always go back to college. And it really worked out. I mean, it's given me everything I have. Been able to provide for my family. They're very important to me, and to be able to provide for them and keep them happy, it's been great. It really has.
If someone's interested into getting into project managing or something that you've done, how would you tell them to best do it?
I honestly always say just give it a shot. Because if you don't know, like I was, if you don't know what you want to do, if nothing else you take back is learning a new trade or a new skill, it's more valuable than you can ever imagine. You know, owning my own home now, being able to do all the work on the house by myself without having to pay somebody to do it, it's invaluable. It really truly is. I mean, and over the years, I mean, like I've been doing this for 20 plus years now. Being able to, lay my own tile in my own floor. I can run electrical in my own house. I can do all the plumbing. I can do everything because of the people around me. People take the time to teach you. There's certain little things. If you have a question about something, don't be afraid to ask it. Those are my big things. Don't be afraid to ask. It's pretty cool. You'll find that a lot of the tradespeople are willing to work with the young kids and teach them the right way. So it's pretty awesome.
So you've said you've been in the trades for over 25 years, or over
No,
20 years?
Not 25. I'm not that old.
You said 20, right?
Yeah,
okay.
About. Just about.
You said you've been you said you've been in the trades for about 20 years?
Yep.
Can you explain how things have changed as you've been working?
Oh, man. Lots of things have changed. When I first started, safety was you didn't do safety, and now it's our everyday life. I mean, making sure that all these guys go home every day is very important to us. I know it sounds like a cliche thing, but it's very true. So that's a big difference from when I started. And then just the technology is insane different from when I started. It was, you did everything with tape measures and chalk lines, and now you do everything with lasers and GPS, and this new BIM technology that's going to be coming out is insane. So it's pretty exciting where this is going. But there's been lots of changes in 20 years, lots.
Do you have any advice for yourself now that you would have given yourself 10 or 20 years ago?
My biggest thing would be to work hard and take it serious right off the bat, because I didn't. I was a young kid that thought he knew the world. And the world will always win. I mean, it's tough out there. Being a little more humble would have gone a long way in my younger career. Put your pride in the back seat, more or less, and put your head down and work. And it does take a lot, because you think you know everything when you're 18, 19, 20 years old, and you don't. So that'd be my big thing, definitely, that I would say.
So you mentioned you were all signed up and ready to go to college classes. Mm-hmm. What was it that made you decide that it wasn't for you?
Honestly, well, it's kind of two-part. One part was I wasn't a big fan of high school. I just didn't like school. College in my family was the next step. That was what you're meant to do. As we were all preached to in high school, that's normal. I was with my girlfriend at the time, now my wife. She knew she was going to be a teacher, and I really honestly was following her because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I signed up for all my classes and kind of started seeing some of the classes I had to sign up for my generals, like art history and world history and stuff I really, truly did not care about at all. And it just kind of sparked in me that that's not somewhere I want to go. So I went and made money instead. And I bought my first house when I was 18 years old because I got to save my money right away. My girlfriend, like I said, now wife, is a very frugal person, to say the least. So she helped me save, instilled a good quality in me, and we've really grown. And I owe a lot to her for that. But I think it all got sparked by making that decision. It's a tough decision. It really, truly is. It's not something you can take lightly. But when you're young and 18, 19 years old, money goes a long way. And it did for me. So.
Was there a moment once you got into doing a trade that you realized that this was what you wanted to do for your career?
When I first got into it, it probably took me about a year or two to realize that it was pretty interesting. I was learning a lot right away. Like I said, I was building houses. And I also, like I said, I had a house that I owned when I was 18 years old. And it was kind of a fixer-upper. Well, not kind of, it was a fixer-upper. And being able to learn during the day, during the week, at my job from very talented individuals on how to do things, how to fix things up. I got to take that quality home and be able to fix and do all that stuff at my own house. And that's really when it hit me that I can do all this stuff for free, you know, and people are paying us to build their houses. Why pay for somebody to do something when you can do it yourself? And that's really what drove me instantly. And then getting into the commercial side of things, I don't want to always talk about residential, but I've learned getting into the commercial side, you really, really, really learn from the trades around you. These guys are, like I said before, these guys are awesome to work with, and everybody's here to learn and teach. It's a pretty cool little community you get yourself into.
So you mentioned you were doing residential for a while. Now you're into commercial. Was there a difference between like how people were like in the different?
Yeah, I would say so. In the home building business, in my experience, it was pretty laxed. We had a good time. We goofed off a lot. You get into the commercial business, and it's all business. It really is, and it's you get recognized a lot more in the commercial industry than the residential industry for your hard work, which I think is, everybody's looking for a pat on the back, make sure you're doing a good job. You get that a lot more in the commercial industry. What I loved about residential, and I'll always say this, is you're building somebody's home, you know what I mean? And you can't take that away. In commercials, most times, you're doing it for a customer, which they love, but they're looking at it as an investment most times, then it's not their home, so it's a little different vibe that way for sure. To see the younger generation coming into the trades, they are getting slimmer and slimmer and slimmer. There's not very many coming out right now, and we need to change it as a culture. And I don't know how we do it. We tried to do job fairs, and we tried to do all different kinds of things and get our names out there. But until somebody takes the leap and tries it, that's when it'll change, because they'll know it right away. There's no doubt.
All right, Pete, thank you so much for your time today.
Of course.
Thank you guys for watching, and if you have any other questions, you can contact Pete at CCI or CareerTalk.